Today we're making these delicious chicken wraps with spinach and honey mustard. These are so delicious. They're ready in about 30 minutes and they make a great lunch or a weeknight dinner. Hi, I'm Tara with Simply Made Eats and welcome to my channel. Today we're making these yummy chicken wraps. We are continuing that healthy vibe for January with all these bright colors. Today we're gonna be using red bell peppers. We've got baby spinach, avocado, all these yummy ingredients stuffed into one wrap. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do in this recipe is go ahead and prep our chicken. We just have 2 chicken breasts. I like the Smart Chicken. They don't pay me to say that, but it's just really good chicken. It always tastes so juicy. And I am going to take these 2 and slice it into 4. I like skinny chicken breasts, plus they cook way faster that way, so it's just a lot easier. So you just wanna try and do them even thickness and just slice right through the chicken. I really need to sharpen my knives. I'm at that point in time. And you can see like these are so clean. Like I don't really need to cut anything off, which is awesome, my favorite. And then we are just gonna go ahead and add these into our bowl. Next, we're just gonna add a couple tablespoons of olive oil into our chicken, and then we're gonna season it. I've got salt, cumin, paprika, and chili powder in here, and garlic powder. And we're just gonna toss that into our bowl and just toss these up. Make sure you get seasoning on everything. You can definitely use your hands as well. Just a little cleaner this way. And then I like to let this sit out for about 10 minutes or so before I actually cook it. That will help it get to room temperature and the chicken just ends up tasting a lot better. While we're waiting on our chicken, we're gonna go ahead and make this really easy honey mustard dressing. I just wanted to mention too, like if you don't wanna make the dressing, that's fine. You can use like any dressing from the fridge too. Store-bought is good. We're gonna start with a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. Then we're gonna add in a 1/4 cup of honey. This is one of my favorite salad dressings to make because it's so easy and it's so good. Then we're gonna add in just a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. We've got a little lemon juice. Try and make it in the bowl there, that'd be good. And then we've got some paprika and salt and pepper. The paprika, you wanna use just regular paprika. I don't suggest smoked, it's just really overpowering. And that's it. And then you're just gonna whisk this together. It makes the yummiest dressing. And sometimes you'll have leftovers. I didn't make that much and we're gonna make 4 wraps. So this will probably be about enough just for that. But you could always double it up. Just keep it in the fridge for the week. Then we're just gonna pop this in the fridge and let it cool down when we make our chicken. To get started with our chicken, we're gonna add a tablespoon of olive oil into a stainless steel skillet over medium heat. I like the stainless steel here because it just distributes heat really well. But you can also use like a non-stick, it's totally fine. Then you're gonna add all 4 chicken breasts into this large skillet. You wanna cook them for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side until that internal temperature reaches 165 degrees. Then we're gonna take the chicken breasts and remove them to a plate and just tent them with some foil just to cool them off a little bit. Okay, so as our chicken is cooling off a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and get all the rest of the stuff ready for our wraps. And I have a confession to make. I don't really like spinach that much by itself. So what I like to do is I'm gonna add it into a bowl and then I go ahead and toss it with that honey mustard dressing. It's my favorite way to do it. However, if you guys are gonna be meal prepping this, I would not do it this way. I would just save everything separate so that way like it doesn't get really soggy. But if you're making this for dinner, I suggest it like that because then like the spinach doesn't taste like, you don't get that like bitter taste from it. It is baby spinach, so it's not as bitter, but I just like it tossed in the honey mustard. So we're gonna add in about, I would say about 3 to 4 ounces of baby spinach into our bowl and then go ahead and dump about half of the honey mustard on top of it and we're gonna toss that up. So now you can see this is like nice and saucy. And like for people who don't like spinach, you'll still like this, I promise. Okay, so now we've got the rest of our toppings. We're gonna start with some red onion. We want this nice and diced. Then we're gonna do some skinny strips of the red bell pepper. We've also got some cucumber. We're gonna be using an English cucumber for this because it has less seeds and it's just really nice and crisp. And then we're gonna be using 4 ounces of cheddar cheese that we wanna grate. You can do this on fine or on the bigger setting. Either one is totally fine. And then last but not least, we've got an avocado. And instead of dicing it like I usually do, I'm just gonna do slices for this recipe. So we just wanna cut this in half and pop out that pit. I had it in the fridge, and usually I don't do that, so it's gonna be a little bit harder to get out for this one. I hate when that happens because then it just like makes it not look as pretty. But you're just gonna cut some slices, and then once my wraps are done, I'm gonna just go ahead and scoop this right out onto my wraps. And that's it for toppings. Next, we're gonna cut up our chicken. For the chicken, you can either slice or dice it into pieces. There's really no right way for this recipe, it's just wraps, so go with what your little heart desires. I am gonna just do some quick little slices. I like chicken when it's thin. If it's thick, I don't know, I don't like it as much. I like to do skinny slices, that way like I get a lot of veggies in each bite as well. It's not like just chicken. All right, now we're ready to assemble our wraps. Before you try and fold these up, it's definitely easier if you wanna just pop them like on the griddle over medium heat for like 10 to 15 seconds. It just makes them nice and pliable so they don't break when you try and roll them up. Okay, so to assemble our wraps, I'm gonna hit it with just a little bit of our honey mustard dressing. Next, we're gonna add a hearty amount of spinach. Then we're gonna add chicken. I like to do about 1 breast, so it's really like a half of a breast since we cut them into 2. Then we're gonna add our cheese, some red onion. It's like taco night. We've got cucumber. You guys can see what I mean by like this is a big wrap. We've got some bell pepper, and last but not least, we've got our avocado. And you can leave any of these off if you don't like them. It's no problem. Okay, so to roll this up, you just wanna make it like skinny like that. And then we are gonna fold in these edges like that, fold the big part over and try and tuck those ingredients. If you warm these up, they shouldn't break. And then you're just gonna roll it over. Just like that, and you can tuck the edges in a little bit more. Just like that, and then you're gonna take a sharp knife and just cut it right in half. I like to do it on like a little bit of an angle so it looks pretty. And that's it. Look how good those look. That's it, we're all done with these chicken wraps with spinach and honey mustard. I hope you guys love this recipe. It's a really good, healthy one to get you started on the right track this year. Make sure to give this video a like if you like it, and make sure to subscribe for new recipes every single week. I love sharing them with you. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.